Today, let's talk about the Vera-link amplifier from Verify Audio, designed by Dr. Viet, who's famous on the DIY forums. He actually worked for NASA at one point, and the Vera-link is probably one of the smallest monoblocks in the world. And the whole point of this amp is plug and play. The problem is that this amp is only $200. Is it even listenable? Of course, for ordinary people like my wife, sure. But for audiophiles, think about it. My audiophile speaker cable connectors cost more than that. I'm not even talking about the cable itself. So, to answer that question, let me tell you a story. See, I have a lot of audio buddies, and frequently I would invite them to come over to get their feedbacks on products I am reviewing. Now, here's the thing. I know how powerful the placebo effect can be and how biased we can be when we know the price. So whenever I let my friends audition something, I never tell them the price and would ask them to guess how much the sound was worth. Sometimes I even prank my friends by playing something completely affordable, excuse me, while making them think I'm playing something high-end. See, I also got pranked many times myself by my friends. And the funniest story I ever heard from my friends was one day they were testing two cables. And when they swapped from cable A to B, they were like, oh my gosh, this cable is more transparent. Only to find out they actually made a mistake and did not swap the cable. Yep, I love blind tests because it keeps us humble. So for the Veralink, I decided to prank my friends. I invited 3 of my audio buddies over to audition the final version of my Galion TS A75 amplifier. Now, they have all listened to the pre-production model, so they know what the TS A75 could do. Now, what I did, I plugged in the Vera-link instead of the A75 to my Silverline Sonata 92 dB sensitivity speaker. And when the first audio buddy arrived, I let him listen to the song Make Us Stronger by Ghost Rider, boom, boom, boom track. Now, he was playing on his phone, and he was not seriously listening because, he was waiting for everyone to show up. He did pause for a moment from playing with his phone and said, whoa, the bass is pretty good. Then the rest of the friends arrived. After listening for a while, everyone agreed it was pretty good. See, they especially liked the strong bass, and they gave me the honest feedback. Thomas, this amp has many good things, but you know what? We prefer the original TS A75. So I asked, if I have no choice but to launch this amplifier, could I ask for $500? Everyone says, sure, $500 is no problem. Now, the fact that they were able to tell me honestly what they think is why I asked them to help me audition gear. You should see the relief and shock on their face when I told them, guys, you were listening to a $200 amp. They could not believe it, and they were relieved for me. I was happy because, man, I would cry if they told me this $200 amp could beat the Galion TS A75. Now, I was also pleased because I'm 100% sure now that the performance of this Vera-link is above the $200 asking price. Now, some of you will ask how it compares to the Fosse ZA3. First, I've never listened to the amp, so I don't know. One day, if I get one, you know what, I'm going to prank my friends too. Now, there's no point comparing because the Vera-link's goal and its target audience are different, okay? So, what is the Vera-link? It's 2 Class D amp in 2 separate enclosures to drive 2 speakers independently. The Vera-link will connect with each other wirelessly, and you connect to them by Bluetooth. So you have the power supply, and you plug the power supply to this Vera-link amp, and then you plug the power here, power is up, and then you plug the other power supply in also. See the lights start blinking, and that's it. They'll link up together, and you use a cell phone to connect to it, and you're done. You look, see, Vera-link by Very Audio. Click on it, and it's pairing, pair, done, and voila, you're done. And then you can start playing music even from YouTube. And you control the volume with your phone. See, the Class D module used is the TPA3116. Each amp has a proprietary speaker connector cable. Each channel outputs 25 watt into 8 ohms, 50 watts into 4 ohm, stable down to 2 ohm. Each channel comes with a 24 watt 3 amp power supply. You know, the type that looks like a laptop power supply. There's a smaller version too. There's no power switch because it draws almost no electricity when idle. So it's meant to be kept on all the time. And here's the thing, the amplifier comes with Velcro. You stick the Velcro at the back of your speaker, and then you stick the amp onto the Velcro. Yeah. From my understanding, they tested the glue to ensure it will not damage the finish of your speaker. I'll be honest, it does feel DIY with this implementation, but how else would you do it? If you have a better idea, man, guys, put it in the comments. Now, 25 watt does not sound like a lot. Heck, man, Class D, even 200 watt doesn't sound like a lot. But strangely, it is way, way more powerful than it looks. I say this because I drove the TS Voyager MK2 speakers, an 83 dB speaker with a lot of bass, and I reached decent volume with no distortion. Anyone who came to my home who has heard the combo told me, man, I don't get it, man. This is wow. How can it have so much bass in this little amp? I was so curious about how far I can push it that I decided to try it with my Magnepan 0.7i. Look, I have to max out the volume on my phone to get decent volume, and you can tell it's struggling. Still, it is not bad if I drop the volume by 1 notch down from the max, or 1.5 notch maybe. Look, I'm not saying it's my first choice and every Magnepan owner should rush out and buy a dozen of these. Still, I was pretty shocked that this 25 watt Class D amp can drive my Magnepans. If I prank you and don't tell you that I was using it to drive my Magnepan, I bet your jaw will drop when I tell you. So regarding how it sounds, okay, like most Class D amp, you have good clarity, clean, but in this case, you have weight. So you will not feel like you're listening to a thin-sounding cheap Class D amp. If I were to guess, there's probably a slight bump in the upper bass, giving it surprisingly a lot of body for a Class D amp. There's heft in the bass. In this sense, I would not say the amp is neutral. The mid-range is clean and clear, enough to satisfy most audiophiles who are buying it for its intended purpose, for its design purpose. You don't buy this for critical, deep meditation listening so you can hear everything like the breath of the singer, the pluck. No. You'll buy this to listen to music with good fidelity to satisfy most non-snobbish audiophiles that has a bit of common sense. Excellent for casual listening, perfect for background music, and very good for serious listening too. Okay, expect clean sound, strong bass, easy to use, reliable, detailed, and transparent enough performance that goes way, way beyond the $200 price tag. Now, don't expect hyper-resolution with a 3D soundstage that will transform your room into a cathedral with ultra-realistic timbre. If you want all that with a $200 amp, I have a bridge to sell you somewhere. Heck, man, if you want all that with a $1,000 amp, I still have a bridge to sell you somewhere. You buy this amp because you want to stream from your phone with good enough sound, keep clutter to a minimum, and you just want to plug and play and not plug and pray. Honestly, man, my enthusiasm for this amp is way more than what I show in this video because I want to set realistic expectation without overhyping it that this is the next giant killer. Also, anyone, as I said before, who has heard it, when I play Make Us Stronger from Ghost Rider with this amp, with all my speakers, their jaws drop. If your budget is around $200 and you don't want to buy a stereo budget Class D amp because you don't want to buy the extra DAC, you don't want to run cables, then the Veralink is a logical choice. All right, guys, go check out their website. Okay, bye.
I never think, I never know. I'm stuck and left alone. I've been lost, I've been fine. My cause is not defined.